Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got a little KC tool unboxing for you today, and this is actually take two. So my box is open because after this long of a break, my microphone did not work right and I had all kinds of audio issues. So anyway, let's see what I got. This has actually been sitting here on the desk waiting to be opened since Christmas time. So I now know what it was, but I didn't know in the first video. I didn't even remember what I had bought. This is actually a little Knipex set that they offered back at Christmas time. And I bought this one from KC Tool, so I don't know if they'll still exist now. If they do, I'll link them down in the description below, so you can go down there. Either way, KC Tool's down there. These tools and everything are available. They just may not be in the little holiday set. I'll do my best to link all of them down there for you. But this little set is pretty cool. It has some of the stuff I really like in it, along with, well, it says free Knipex knife here on the front. If you haven't seen the front of that case, there you go. But what we've been working on, that's kept me away, has been getting moved here. I now live about 100 and something feet away from my shop and studio here. So much nicer, but it has been a lot of days of work until sometimes midnight every night after doing service calls all day and everything. I have been pretty knocked down. So anyway, hopefully we're back. We're going to start posting videos again. It's handy. I can just walk across the backyard and be right here. So here is what it comes with. Of course, you have to have the little iconic Knipex Cobras in here. These are the little 180s. And these are actually, I don't know, these are one of the super handy sizes. I really like the 10-inch, I think they're 250s also, 250 millimeter versions. I use them the most, but these little ones here are one of the great in-between sizes. This is the one with the more aggressive grip. It's kind of got the anti-slip on it, so it's not the same as the grip that you see on these. You can almost see the shine on that one, where this is more of a matte. This is grippy, like if you're in oil or anything slick, soap even, whatever you're working around a lot, that will keep your grip on it, while these have the nice smooth finish. So these types of handles here have been some of my favorites for packing Vito bags and not getting them too bulky. They're nice and thin. They drop right down in the slots and fit really well. So 180 millimeter Cobras in this little kit, as well as their combination pliers in 185 millimeter, which I don't think I've had a pair this big yet. I think my other ones are a little bit smaller, maybe 125s or something. They're really small. So these kind of combine a side cutter. To really think about it, you're looking at something that's somewhere in between a needle nose plier and a pair of linesmans. They have a little bit of all the uses, as well as a nice side cutter. So you have a side cutter, you have your ability to turn bolts and things right there with the middle if you need to, twist wires, whatever. All of the serrations, though, are this direction. You don't have any forward ones. So as far as just twisting up wire, you'd want to do it from the side in order to work this right. But it does have this cool little spot, if you can see it, right up in here, that fits a 12 gauge wire perfectly, for me anyway. It'll fit both sides of that size also, but you can get in there and just flip a little loop in it right around those jaws and loop all your wires to hook your receptacles, stuff like that. It's really quick for that sort of thing. And these jaws, if you look too, this is something people mention all the time because they just don't know. You see how all the teeth do not meet perfectly down through here? It'd be this side jaw here has a little bit of a sweep away down through the bite surface. So what that's for is when your jaws are open, actually gripping something like a wire right there, now they are parallel. So they're not made to be gripping when they're just shut like this all the time. They will grip mainly that front third, but when they're open slightly, you're pulling a wire or something like that with this cross grooves in here, it will line up parallel and give you maximum gripping surface. So just a handy little kind of all-around pair of pliers to just have. That's kind of what this little kit seems to be, almost like a little home maintenance, maybe a little call-out bag, something like that. I love these little bags too. We'll get to the bag in a second. here is the knife it comes with. If you don't have one of these, or 3, I'm kind of surprised. These are really slick little deals. They're just a utility knife, but they have a few extra things about them. So you have your normal break-off blades that come out just like that. They actually used to have Tajima blades in here, and they're pretty well all branded Knipex now, but I have Tajima in a lot of mine still because I bought a bunch of those. But the release button to pull the blade out is right here. You just hold that down, and I usually grab the blade with another pair of pliers and just pop it out so my hand's not in the way. This back end, pop it like that, pull it, and then you have 2 spare blades right there in the back. So just, you won't need blade for a little while since they all snap. Each time you snap it off, you'll get a new one, and then you got 2 spares also. So you can always have enough to keep it going. The cool thing about this, if you're down in somewhere and you're having to use a lot more of your blade, these are flexible, you know, and it can snap. They're literally made to snap if they're out that far. Knipex, though, came out with this spine that you can slide right out there like that and just make that thing nice and rigid so you don't have that flex anymore in it there. And you can use as much of that spine as you want or as little, or none at all. It's just a totally separate slider right here behind the main one, and they'll come in together if you want to also. Just a nice lightweight knife, and I really like just how sleek this whole thing is. I can just drop it right in my block loader pants pocket, those little inserts on the side, and it's fantastic. I might have half a dozen of those now, I'm not sure. This is the little pouch they come in. It is divided kind of there, if you can see that. Has a divided deal here, so you can put in one pair in the back, and then you can actually have your handles separated and have your other one in the front, however you want to do that right through there. And then on your sides you have elastic loops, and they are on both sides, even though they with this kit only have this Knipex on one side that just presses in like that right there. Now you have your Knipex on the side right there. You have this other open side. Since I get the opportunity to have to make this video 2 times, I went and got a driver that I really love. This is the short version of the PB Swiss right there. The reason I like this, multiple reasons. It has one of the best ratcheting mechanisms I've ever used. But the amount of bits it holds right there. You can get 10 bits in this tray and one in the tip if you want to. So if we take that out of the tip, we can put that one up back here. The cool thing about these, I've talked about them many times, I build out all my bit loadouts. They're not original at all. I put in the ones that I use. They do come with a whole assortment to start with, that's nice. But if you use security Torx and things like that, or very odd sizes, posi drives, that sort of thing, you can build your own little bit kit in here for the type of jobs you're running into at some of your service calls. Take that little driver and just pop him in on that side of the bag. It holds perfectly right there behind that. And look there. That's the only thing really missing from this pouch, besides a pliers wrench, of course. Now you have this very versatile little kit right there, just really slick. And the belt clip here, you don't actually have to thread your belt. It just slides over your belt and snaps down, and it has enough room to accommodate a pretty good belt. I can get 3 fingers in that. So really, really, really nice. I don't think I have a tape on my bench right now. I do not. So anyway, very nice size belt deal. If you add a screwdriver to this, makes a heck of a neat little kit. And you can change these tools out in here to anything in that, that 185 millimeter range and be great. You could add more if you wanted to. You could have this kit set up where you had a couple of tools in it, and you could have tools up over the side like this too. I've got some that are set up like that, and I still have tools inside this, or a rack of bits in there if I'm getting into needing some long extension bits, stuff like that. I've built these out like that. Just handy little go pouches that I really enjoy using. Anyways, long awaited little unboxing there. Hopefully we're back to making content again. And of course, the day we moved into this new place, my 6-year-old air conditioner here decided that the outdoor unit would be done. So we're still waiting on that. You know how it is when you move? Everything falls apart as soon as you start using it every single day. Anyway, we finally got moved. We wanted to live here ever since we got this shopping studio. It's got 3 acres out here with my fruit orchard and all that stuff. we finally get to live here and make it really nice, hopefully. But thank y'all for being here. Thanks for hanging around the channel anyway. Looks like we're approaching 60,000 subscribers. How awesome is that? But throw some comments down there. Love to talk to you guys. Let me know if you've used any of these little Knipex pouches. I know I really enjoy all of them I have, even the little bitty ones. We might refeature some of our Vito bags and pouches and stuff, because it's been quite a while since we covered some of that stuff.